Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the Power Dashers. The three bots who would later be known as Chromar, Zetar, and Aragon were part of Japan's Takara Diaclone line that launched in the early 80s. In Japan, they were simply known as Sky Dasher, Drill Dasher, and F1 Dasher, aka the Power Dashers. They were all packaged with magnetic Dionauts that acted as pilots for the vehicle modes. The Diaclone releases were intended to be used with the pilots in the cockpit or driving seat, but when they were later repurposed by Hasbro, they were not included. Although the molded seats for the Dionauts remained intact. Some other mold and color changes happened as well when Hasbro got a hold of them. For example, the blue plastic on F1 Dasher and Sky Dasher would change to black for the Transformers releases. They all had a motorized pullback feature as well that added to the playability. In Japan, the Dasher series were widely available for purchase, but in the US, they were a mail-away item much like the Omnibots. 2 robot points and $3 got you one of the Power Dashers, but you never knew which one you would get. A bit of a bot bet, I guess. One more interesting fact is that Takara never made these part of their Transformers line, whereas Hasbro slapped an Autobot sticker on all 3 and called it a day. Let's take a closer look at these Diaclone Dashers. This is the only one that I have the box for. It's pretty beat up, but it gives you an idea of how they were packaged for the Japanese release. So up top here, we have Diaclone. You have the Diaclone logo there, F1 Dasher. And then down here, it does say, Henshin Robo ga Speedo Dashu. So basically, it's very fast, I guess, because it's an F1 car. There you see an image of the F1 Dasher in the Diaclone pilot there in the driver's seat. And then it does say F1 Robo. On the bottom, it says Dasher series, and that's the old Takara logo there with the black sort of guy with the crown there. So yeah, this is dating itself, like I said, early 80s. I think it was 1981. On the back here, you do see some instructions. Basically, fold up the arms, put them together, and then fold up the feet there. And it does have that motorized feature. Unfortunately, my F1 Dasher, I think the Sky Dasher is the only one that has that actually works. So the rubber on the wheels are very brittle and tend to, over time they break apart. And it does show you how to put on the stickers. Again, the old Takara logo there. And then on the side is just, Diaclone F1 Dasher. And on the other side, much the same. But on the top, they do show you all 3 in the series. So from left to right, you have the F1 Dasher, you have the Drill Dasher, and you have the Sky Dasher. And again, it says Dasher series, Henshin Robot ga Speedo Dashu suru zo. Basically, these guys transform and they are fast because of the motorized pullback feature. And then down here, a little bit more detail here, F1 Dasher. And you see a little bit of English there and just more of the product images. So that's about it for the Diaclone release of the box here. Let's take a look at F1 Dasher. All right, here we have F1 Dasher in his robot mode. And one of the charming things about these 3 is that the faces on these are just so cute. Just take a look at that. It's just done with a little sticker, but it's just something about it. It's very GoBot-like, actually. But yeah, they're very cute. The upper torso mostly done in red plastic. You do have some stickers, and these are a little bit beat up, but for the most part, I'm lucky I got these guys in pretty good shape. So, and then you do see the blue plastic on the bottom. The chrome always goes first. So you do see it's plastic, yellow plastic underneath there. But the head is still in pretty good condition there. But you do see a little bit of molded detail on the midsection there. And on the back, again, all done in blue plastic there. You can see it's split between the red and the blue. And then you do see the Takara Japan circle stamp there on the back. You do see some molded detail there. And again, of course, the chrome does wear out pretty quickly. But yeah, that's about it for F1 Dasher. Now, these guys are not known for their articulation. Obviously, the head is, static. You do have some articulation in the arms, again, for transformation. Same thing here. The arms kind of go up like that, or the hands, rather. And then the feet, it does have I guess you could call that a knee joint or whatever, a forward knee joint, again, mostly because of transformation. And if you want to call this articulation again for transformation, you can. But most of the articulation on these guys are for transformation purposes. So that's about it. Let's get this guy transformed into his F1 car mode. Again, the beautiful thing about these old toys they were so simple to transform. F1 Dasher is no exception. So first thing you want to do is just take his arms here and just kind of fold them out. And then this part here, it's just on a pin. You're going to fold that all the way in like that. Same thing on this arm. Take this piece, fold it all the way over like that. And then this will sort of click in place on the side of his head there. So you just want to click that in place like that. And same thing on here, click that in place. Being very careful. These are still pretty brittle here. His head does stick out there in the F1 mode. For the back, it's very simple. You want to fold up the feet and then you just kind of angle these down just to give them sort of the spoiler look. And voila, that is your F1 Dasher in his vehicle mode. And pretty cool. On the side, it does say F1 Dasher. If you can see that, very, very small print, but it does have some stickers there. And again, these tires, you can see the split in the tire there. I don't dare do the rollback feature. I will show it on Sky Dasher, but this guy does not roll back. But yeah, pretty cool. I mean, you do see his face, obviously, there. But yeah, and then you do see the cockpit for the Dionauts or the pilots there. So they were originally supposed to have the little pilots there, and that's about it. So F1 Dasher, very, very cool. Let's take a look at Sky Dasher next. Okay, here we have Sky Dasher in his robot mode, and this guy is a tall fellow. Just for a comparison, bringing in F1 Dasher here, Sky Dasher definitely is a lot taller than F1 Dasher. But yeah, again, just very, it's just very cute. It's got the little red nose peeking out. Very, very fun. So again, upper torso just done in blue plastic, and it does have some molded detail. I tried to clean these guys up the best I could, but I still see a little bit of dirt and dust and things. And he does have stickers going down the arms. Again, the chrome is the first thing to go. So you can see the chrome wear on that. But his legs actually are pretty nice. They stay pretty nice. On the bottom, you do see the legs there. You do see some stickers. And on the back, again, you do see the circle Takara mark there. So it is authentic. And you do see the legs there. I think on the back of both of these, they're pretty similar. The upper piece looks the same. It's a different design. This has more of a triangle look. This is a little bit different. So just a quick comparison there. But yeah, that's about it for Sky Dasher's robot mode. Now he does have this guy, I don't know, again, about articulation. This guy's head, I don't want to break it, but it seems like it turns a little bit. He does have a shoulder joint, again, because of transformation. And then he does have some outer movement for transformation. Again, this actually comes apart. But, these are not meant to be posed in any sort of way. His stance is very narrow, so he does have a little bit of trouble standing up, but he seems to be balancing okay. Anyways, let's get Sky Dasher transformed into his jet mode. And again, Sky Dasher is very simple. First thing you want to do is just take his arms, fold them up, and they will cover his head this time. And that will form the front of the jet. And then basically on the back here, you can take these parts, split them, pull them forward, and that does create the wings. And then the leg parts sort of create dual cannons on the side. And that's it. That's Sky Dasher's jet mode. So very cool. You do see the stickers on the front, and you do see the cockpit for the pilot. And I do like how the legs split and turn into the wings. And then down here it says SD34. Not sure what that is, probably the product number. This is the only one where the pullback feature actually works. So hopefully I don't ruin the wheels there. Yeah, he kind of works. It's a little bit of a, yeah, you can hear the motor there. The motorized action there. Boom, there he goes. He works better on a smoother surface, but that is Sky Dasher in his jet mode. Last but not least, let's check out Drill Dasher. If you thought Sky Dasher was tall, he actually pales in comparison to Drill Dasher. Just giving you the lineup here. So Drill Dasher, Sky Dasher, and F1 Dasher. So from small to large, there they are, all three. So it just gives you an idea of the size of these guys. Now let's take a look at Drill Dasher's robot mode details. First of all is, again, that very cool little head there. It's just, chrome. His head is just a big drill, and his face is just a sticker that's slapped on. It's a little bit difficult to see. It is in there. He has some yellow eyes and looks like a green nose and sort of blue cheeks there. But yeah, that's about it. He does have a little sticker on the chest there. Just the upper torso all done in black, with the arms done in yellow plastic and yellow. He actually has some very nice stickers on the legs. This guy's probably in the best condition out of all three, albeit the wear on the chrome there. But that's about it from the front. He does have a little bit of molded detail. And I do like these side pieces here. We'll see in vehicle mode. These are very cool as well. You see some nice detail there. And this one actually says Drill Dasher on the side. And the stickers on this guy is actually, they're very, very nice. And on the back, again, sort of a different design there. But you do see the Takara Japan circle stamp there. And that's about it for his robot mode. Now, one thing to note, when Hasbro got a hold of this, they did sort of cut down the drill bit. I guess this was, I don't know, it was like too sharp for the American market or something. So when Hasbro got him, they did kind of cut this off so it's a little bit more blunt. I mean, it's not really sharp at all, so I'm not really sure. Not really sure what happened there. His head, the only thing about this Drill Dasher, his head does not stay up. But anyways, yeah, let's get into transformation for this guy. Again, articulation, you know, shoulder joint, sort of same sort of thing. He does have an elbow joint. This guy does have an elbow joint, again, because of transformation. Legs do sort of that backwards knee bend, but he does have a, you know, forward kick and I guess, yeah, backward kick. So this guy definitely is the most articulated, if you can really call it articulation. I don't think it really existed back in those days. But anyways, the transformation for this guy is actually really fun. He's probably my favorite. So yeah, push in the head, as you saw when I was trying to get his head to pop out there. And it doesn't really stay in the best, but anyways. And then you want to take his arms and then fold them up like this. And then you can fold these elbows kind of back like that. And then the legs will sort of fold up where that Drill Dasher is. That Drill Dasher sticker there kind of hides it there. And you do see that very cool sort of gear detail on the back. And this guy does have some nice detail in his vehicle mode. So yeah, this guy's definitely my favorite. I love this vehicle mode. Very cool. Again, you see the cockpit for the pilot. But yeah, that's about it for Drill Dasher's vehicle mode. Let's get these all lined up in vehicle mode so we can show you a vehicle mode comparison. Here are all three Power Dashers from left to right. We have F1 Dasher, Sky Dasher, and Drill Dasher. And it is very interesting that F1 Dasher is the smallest in robot mode, but he actually ends up being the biggest in the vehicle mode. I do like Drill Dasher the best, probably Sky Dasher next, and F1 Dasher the least, just because his head is kind of poking out there. And the back spoiler part is just like, it just seems like a bit too big. But again, for the time, you know, back in the 80s, early 80s, that's what they had to work with. And I think they did a damn good job. I'm happy to have them in my collection. It's actually really hard to find. I was lucky to find F1 Dasher in the box. I don't have the pilots. If you guys are looking for the pilots for any of these, they are so expensive on the aftermarket. I was looking at them the other day. Just for one small pilot with the magnetic feet there, it runs about $100, and that was like the cheapest of the ones that I saw. Surprisingly, this would not be the last we hear of the Power Dashers. In 2019, War for Cybertron Siege, the Power Dashers were reimagined as modern Transformers. They were retools of the Siege weaponizers. Drill Dasher was a retool of Brunt, Sky Dasher was a retool of Six Gun, and F1 Dasher was a retool of Cog. Unfortunately, Aragon or F1 Dasher only came in a 3-pack with a Clear Mirage and Decepticon Impactor, making it super hard to track down. The Power Dashers are a very cool set with their simple conversions and pullback action features. These three make a fun team of reinforcements for the Autobots, but never forget, it was Takara's Diaclone line that made it all possible. And according to their motto, they said, if it'll help, count us in. This has been Matt in Japan. Thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more great content. Follow me on Instagram. And as always, till all are one.